All right. Good morning, Grace Church. How are you today? This is Father Jay, and I am bringing you our Grace Church COVID safety video so that you can know all of the safety measures that we are putting in place to keep our community safe while we worship in person. The first thing I want you to know is we're going to be worshiping here at Graceland, not at All Saints Chapel for the time being. And worshiping here at Graceland means that you're going to pull up and you are not going to park like normal. We're not going to park in the field. Instead, we're going to stop at the cones and we are going to park on this side of the traffic cones. We will have approximately 21 parking spaces available, some on the pavement and some off the pavement. And that will give us all the parking that we need because we only have seating for 20 people. Our desire is that you would come and worship with us in person if you feel comfortable doing so. We will always have live streaming so that you can participate in worship at home. But if you choose to come and worship with us in person, we want you to know that we've done everything we can to follow the diocesan guidelines and create as safe a public worship experience as we possibly can. The first thing that we're going to talk about is social distance, blah, blah, blah. Social distancing, maintaining 6 feet between people, wearing a mask at all times. And we want you to know that the building is closed unless you need to use the restroom. We expect you to remain outside throughout your time of worship here at Grace. Well, let's hop out and show you what else we've got. After you get out of your vehicle, we're going to invite you to come and stand in line, maintaining 6-foot social distancing between you and the family unit in front of you, and to wear your mask here at Grace Church. We've got plenty of masks available if you don't have one or if you left one at home. Miss Tammy Nicholson made a bunch of cloth masks for us to use here at Grace Church, and we have both cloth and paper masks available for you to keep and take home with you as our parting gift. You're going to come and check in here, and you're going to first check in with our safety officer. That's her new title that I just made up, Carrie Green, and she's going to ask you a couple of questions.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Mrs. Green. I'm well today.
Fantastic. I'm hoping you're feeling well.
Indeed.
And have you had any of these COVID symptoms recently?
No, I have not.
Okay, I see you have your mask. So
I
that's
do.
Awesome. I'm going to take your temperature. I'm going to put this just not touching your head, but right in front of your forehead, and we're going to take your temperature. All right, looks like you do not have a fever, so I'm going to give a little sticker to you to put on your shirt so everybody knows that you've been checked.
Excellent.
And I'll send you over to our hostess, Miss Lisa DeHart.
All right. Oh, thank you. Okay, Mr. Hart, I will. And I notice all the lovely masks we have available in both men's and women's sizes, in fact.
Yes, and paper masks.
So
How many are in your party today?
there are 3 of us in my party this morning.
Okay, would you like to sit under the covered patio or a canopy?
I'll sit on the patio if one's available.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
You guys would follow me. We're so glad you're at Grace this morning.
Why, thank you, Mr. Hart.
That will be your seating in the middle.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just so you can hear me a little bit better, I'm going to take my mask off for the rest of this video. But we want you to note that we've got lots of seating available here on the porch, and we have marked off areas for each family unit. So we have 4x6 areas here on the porch, and we're going to have 6x6 areas available underneath the canopies so that you can have room for your family to sit and be safe. Each of the family unit areas is 6 feet away from every other family unit area, and we have 12 available here on the porch with 3 more on our left under canopies and 3 more on our right, and we have the ability to create more space as we need it. So we have 20 parking spaces and 20 spaces for family units to sit, and we hope that you will feel comfortable enough to come and join us for worship in person sometimes. When you join us for worship here in person at Graceland, we want you to know that if you're on the porch, you're going to be able to see the monitor behind me. We'll have the words of the liturgy and all the songs up there, and if you're seated under one of the canopies, you're going to need to follow along with the liturgy on your Grace Church app. The way we've got it set up now is that you're facing this direction. We'll have the band over here, the altar in the middle, and the preaching and reading from right here so that you can remain in your family's area throughout worship. When it comes time to communion, I will come to you and you don't have to come forward. But what if you have to use the restroom? We're going to have these doors blocked off so you can't go into the building through there. What we do have is plenty of natural area for everyone to use the restroom. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Come with me and I'll show you how we're doing restrooms while we're here for worship on Sunday mornings. You're just going to come down the front walk and come into the front door, which we're going to have propped open just like this. And the reason we have the door propped open is so that you don't have to touch the handle, because door handles become one of those surfaces that many hands touch, and it creates a way for us to pass germs to each other. So we're going to prop that door open, and we've got things blocked off so that you know that you're only supposed to go this way and not anywhere else in the building. We've blocked open this door as well to keep that safe for you. And as you come in, you can just come into one of our 3 restroom areas. And when you walk in, the lights will come on, and you can see that we have paper towels and sanitizing solution available for you to use. Take care of business, and then you'll note on the back of the door we have sanitizing instructions that tell you step by step what to do to make sure that you have cleaned all of the surfaces that you may have touched, so that the person who comes after you will feel safe and have a clean restroom to use. After you use the restroom, then you're going to come out and wash your hands. We have a touchless sink here, and we've got plenty of soap and disinfectant and paper towels available. We also have a restroom attendant. Mrs. Green is going to be here to serve you and to clean up in any way that she needs to help maintain a level of safety and sanitation here at Grace Church on Sunday morning. When you join us here for worship in person at Grace Church, as I mentioned, we have seating on the porch. We also have seating under these canopies to provide you with shade. And when you worship, the idea is that we want each of our families to stay within their family unit area so that they're socially distant, at least 6 feet away from the other families closest to them. They've got their masks on, and they're maintaining that distance because they're staying in their space. When it comes time to worship, we are going to pass the peace, but not by touching each other, no hugging or handshaking. Instead, we'll just wave or offer peace to each other. When it comes to communion, I will come to you and offer you communion, and if you wish to receive physical communion, simply hold your hands out in front of you, and I will actually drop the wafer of bread into your palm so that I don't actually touch your hands, and we maintain safety that way as well. After worship, when it's time to go, we want to make sure that you take everything that you brought with you home with you again. Part of our strategy is to have all of the incoming stuff also be outgoing stuff, and that nobody else touches it. That's why we're asking you to bring your own chairs so that they can come and go with you, and they're not going to be contaminated by anybody else touching them. I want you to know that when we set up and tear down, our servers are all going to be wearing gloves and masks when we prepare the altar. Our altar guild person will have gloves and masks on. When we get everything arranged, we're going to maintain that level of safety so that you will be safe while you're here worshiping with us at Grace Church. As always, if you feel uncomfortable coming out in public, then we would encourage you to worship from home. We'll always have our online streaming worship available to you so that you can maintain social distancing and keep quarantine if that's what makes you feel comfortable. But if you feel comfortable coming out into public, then we invite you to come and worship with us here at Grace Church. We think we've set up some pretty good safety protocols according to the rigorous guidelines provided by our diocese, and we want to make sure that you can worship with us safely. I hope we will get to see you soon, and as always, God bless.